Welcome. In front of me I have the Black Shark Pad 7 Pro, and today I will show you how you can record screen on this device. So, to get started, you will first want to swipe down from the top of your screen like so, and somewhere between those toggles hopefully you can find your screen recorder. See if I can find mine. Oh, there we go. It's right over here. Now, if you don't see it anywhere, you can actually add it by clicking on this pencil right over here. And from there, we're going to swipe down below the text right here. And everything below is a toggle that you can add to that initial list. So let's say I would want to add data saver, or obviously in your case, you would be looking for the screen recorder if it wasn't visible there. And you want to hold it and you will see that the text right there will change. When it changes, you can then drag it above that text, drop it, go back, and you can see we have data saver. And we also have additional pages now, as I have added one toggle which is exceeding this page limit, even though we do have a bit of a space right here for like another row. Anyway, so once it's added here, I'm just gonna click on it. I was trying to hold it. Usually that takes us to the settings, but I didn't say anything because I wasn't sure there is any, and it looks like there isn't. So the only options we get are the ones that we see right over here, which allows us to choose if we're going to be recording a single application or the entire screen. With selecting entire screen gives us also this option, show touches on screen. This will record a semi-transparent grayed out wherever your finger was touching the display. I'll enable this just so you can see how that looks like on the actual recording. And the second option, well, technically the first one right here, is record audio. Now you can record devices audio if you toggle that on, or you can also select microphone or record both. Now, caveat here with both, I would recommend using some kind of headphones or turning down the volume altogether, as what will happen when you record both is the tablet will record the device's audio internally through software. Then it's going to be played through the speaker, at which point microphone might pick it up the second time, which could potentially create an unwanted echo effect. So for this purpose, I'm not going to be recording any audio. Anyway, next we're just going to select right here, start recording. Begins a 3-second countdown, and with a notification, it starts recording. So from here, whatever you'll do will be recorded by the device. Let's see if I can find something interesting to record. Probably not the best option, but there's literally nothing here. Now I'm also looking particularly for applications that will look to be not present right here, so I'm just going to stop recording by swiping down again and clicking right here, stop. And you can see this saves your screen recording, and you can find it in your Photos application. And in here, you want to navigate to Collections. And in Collections, you want to then select, I believe it's going to be videos, or, okay, so it's not going to be in here, it's going to be in on this device. Now, I do want to point out, this is not normal. This device kind of folder, usually you don't have it. What you will have instead is movies, as the album that is present in here would be present somewhere here. So you can just click on it directly, but I need to kind of go to a folder. And you can see here is the screen recording. So you could also obviously see right around here, this is where my finger was touching the display, so that's what you're seeing. And I do want to also talk about one thing that you might encounter occasionally, which is the ability for some applications to disable drawing over other apps. At least I think that's how it's called. Now, it doesn't really matter. The name doesn't have any kind of impact, knowing it or not. It's the functionality of it that does really matter, which is when an application chooses to disable it, you cannot record a screen of that application. There's nothing you can do about this if an application chooses to do so. You're just kind of stuck with it, and you will encounter this kind of feature being used by, for instance, bank applications. They do it to protect the privacy and security of the user. So in case you have some kind of malware on your tablet and you open up bank application, that malware wouldn't be able to spy on you and, for instance, gain the knowledge of what kind of pins or passwords you use to access your bank. That is obviously a good thing. The downside is you won't be able to capture screenshots nor screen recordings of said application. But luckily, banks do also give you the option to download a document as a confirmation of payments, which is probably what most people want to do in their banks if they're trying to get a screenshot or screen recording. Now, this kind of same feature is being used by streaming platforms like Netflix, Apple TV, and so on. Now, they do it not to protect the privacy and security of you. They're doing it to protect their own agenda on your device, which I kind of draw the line because I have never given them permission as far as I'm aware. And as far as I'm aware, I also have never had an account with any of these streaming platforms. Therefore, their bullshit excuse of like, oh, you agreed to it in terms of service and use. What fucking terms of service or use? So I will be showing you how you can just circumvent this bullshit, because I find it unacceptable that an application that sometimes comes pre-installed with a device, aka Netflix, as this piece of shit is installed with every almost device other than this one, ironically, has the audacity to do this without ever even asking for consent. I know that being billionaires and all that shit just kind of removes the need for consent, but see, I'm here kind of saying otherwise. So for this purpose, we're going to be opening up our browser, and what I'm going to be searching for is kind of like a stupidly named site, but it worked pretty good. Worked as in past tense. Now I'm not going to be showing you exactly where to go, like giving you a link to a site, just because by the time you're watching this video, this site might no longer exist. So instead, I'm going to be teaching you how to find these sites. You know, the logic of teach a man to fish to feed him for life. So we're going to be searching for okay, P-Stream alternatives. Disregard AI overview. It's pretty shit, to be honest. Usually the only good suggestion that it has sometimes is Streamio, but that's only with a plugin called Torrentio, which isn't really listed right here as far as I can see. But anyway, we're going to be looking for this, r/piracy. Now this is just kind of circumvent the bullshit of you not being able to record screenshot or screen recordings or screenshots of any kind of show or movie you're watching, which legally you are able to do so. You're not really breaking any laws, as there is fair use for a fucking reason. So I'm just kind of giving you the freedom back that you should have had from the beginning, because, you know, companies kind of trying to prevent you because they're automatically treating you like a pirate. You know, if you're being treated as one, why the hell not just actually be one in this case? And that being said, I'm kind of showing you how to do this in a kind of potentially piracy way, but I'll be talking about the legality of it in a moment. Actually, in a moment, I'm going to do this right now. So you can clearly see that what we're going to be looking for is Reddit, and it's labeled as r/piracy thread, right? And it kind of is, kind of isn't. It really depends on the person. Now, I'm not going to be here telling you what to do or not to do. You're probably, you know, an adult person. You can figure this shit out yourself. I'm not going to be your parent here. So, depending on circumstances, if you own a subscription, and I'm going to be using Netflix as an example, it's just such a, you know, low-hanging fruit right there that it's just easy. So, Netflix and everything associated with it as a, what is the name? I forgot the word for this. Exclusive, there we go. So, all the shows that are exclusive to Netflix as well, for this kind of explanation. So, let's say you go here, find a website that you will go to, you know, capture something, and you do have a Netflix subscription, and you're planning to maybe capture a snippet of, like, you know, a clip of Stranger Things, so you can share it. Now, if you own a subscription and go here, you're good to go. You can capture it, you're good to go, as long as your video capture is up to 30 seconds for sharing purposes. If you upload more than 30 seconds, for instance, on sites like YouTube, they will automatically be copyright striked and claimed, so any kind of revenue from that entire video, regardless of how long it is, if the video that you use surpasses that 30 seconds, all the revenue goes to the copyright holder in this case, so it would have been Netflix. Even if you have 3-hour-long video and 31 seconds of footage from Netflix, right? Kind of bullshitty, but whatever. So that's one thing. Screenshots, again, fine as well. Now, if you don't own a subscription and you go here, actually that would potentially be already piracy, as viewing content from whatever you're viewing it right here without actually having an active subscription, it would kind of be considered as piracy. It's not just sharing copyrighted content, it's actually viewing it too when you shouldn't have the right to, in a way, right? So be aware of that. But this is basically essentially as, when you probably did those Google search term like watch online free. So this is basically the same thing. And in here, if we go now to the site, you can see we'll have a small list of different sites that you can go visit to view content. Now, I honestly have no idea if any of them actually work. So heads up. But I can tell you that there is a like a 4-letter website that you can go to in order to basically get a nice catalog of all of these sites that basically do the same thing, which is allow you to access content for free like this. It's just there to have all of these websites all listed, and there's dozens of them, along with its alternative domains, just in case one of them goes down. For instance, like this one right here, you can see this one is down. So on that site you can find other ones, right? Now, once you go there, the reason this will be doable, meaning capturable on here instead of something like Netflix, and the reason why we're using browser instead of Netflix, is that the application, once it chooses to block you, you have nothing that you can change. While browser, like Chrome for instance here, does not block you, and whatever content you open on it doesn't have the ability to change how your browser application works. So that's why this would be possible through one of these sites instead of Netflix. And I'm just here giving you back something that you should have the ability to do from the beginning. It's your device, and as far as I'm aware, these applications never ask for consent to be able to do this, so they shouldn't be. So this is just giving you back the freedom. Anyway, with that being said, I hope you found this very helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.